Just into our newsroom, we have word of a plane crash that killed 71 people. That plane crash happened in Russia in the southeast part of Moscow this morning. Everyone on board, including 65 passengers and 6 crew members, were killed.
Thousands of people will gather in downtown Holyoke for the annual St. Patrick's Parade today. 22 News reporter Nick Oresco is live at the starting point to tell you what you need to know if you're heading downtown.
Cruz's body was discovered in this remote field at the end of Bridge Lane, just miles away from where Ringer's body was found. So why Hatfield? Chief Michael DeKoschak believes he knows why. Today I flew wingtip to wingtip in close formation in these vintage Navy trainers behind me and experienced some jaw-dropping views of the Pioneer Valley. It may still be cold outside, but ticks are a big problem. I'm 22 News reporter Tashanea Whitlow. I'll tell you how to protect your furry friends in the colder months. Another tough go for Team USA overnight in South Korea. The Americans were kept off the medal stand for a second straight day.
Now I'm standing here with Congressman Richard Neal, a man whose persistence paid off tremendously. How does it feel to see this historic building revamped, restored, and now back open to the public?
And students and their families in Holyoke got into the holiday spirit Friday night. So Jen, are we expecting another warm up? I feel like we're finally feeling those spring temperatures. Dr. King's son even met with Ray. Ray had changed his story again, telling Dexter King, "I had nothing to do with killing your father." Dexter King shook Ray's hand and said, "I believe you." This home at 1333 Page Boulevard in Springfield is the home where they found 3 bodies buried on this property. A neighbor told 22 News when investigators opened the garage doors on this property that the smell that came out of those doors was so foul it filled the neighborhood. District Attorney Anthony Gallooni said this investigation involves multiple locations. DA Gallooni will not confirm if 40-year-old Stuart Weldon, who has a long criminal history, is at the center of this murder investigation or not. Weldon is currently being held on a $1 million bail after he allegedly kidnapped a woman and held her hostage for a month. A neighbor who has lived in this community for 18 years told 22 News he is the father of 2 girls, and he can't believe something like this happened so close to his home.
That have been going through my mind is that could have been my children, that could have been my wife missing, and I didn't know where they were. They could have been less than 100 yards away, buried or in the house in a closet or whatsoever.
That neighbor, Stephon Davis, said Weldon moved like a shadow in this close-knit community and that he only saw Weldon Sunday frantically searching for something in the front lawn in the pouring rain. Now, the reason this neighbor said that this stood out, not only was it raining, but Weldon also had his doors and his windows wide open. And after he discovered that police found 3 bodies on this property, he told 22 News it all makes sense now. Reporting live from Page Boulevard in Springfield, Tashanea Whitlow, 22 News. That's right. No, she's not. She's 25-year-old Brietta Brown, and she's being held without the right to bail after her arraignment today on attempted murder charges.
Respond to the town of Hadley in the area of 440 Russell Street.
2 passengers riding a PVTA bus were randomly attacked by another rider. Hadley police said Brietta Brown went at the victims with a knife, both suffering neck wounds. It happened on Route 9 in Hadley, not far from the Amherst town line near Friendly's.
Going to be looking for a PBTA bus, female party, college age, laceration to her throat from a knife.
Brown is accused of using a knife to slash both passengers' throats. Other passengers and the bus driver stepped in and disarmed the suspect.
There were some very heroic people on that bus yesterday. Had they not stopped her, this could have been a far more grave situation. And the people that subdued her, including the bus driver, doing a very expedited evacuation that certainly resulted in lives being saved.
According to Hadley police, it took officers 5 minutes to get here after receiving that call. And once they did, they took that suspect into custody where she remains. The bus driver suffered minor injuries to his hands and was taken to the hospital after suffering from chest pains. All 3 victims have been released from the hospital. Brown was arraigned in district court in Belchertown, where she faced charges of attempted murder and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. So a hearing will be held on Wednesday, May 9th to determine if Brown is dangerous. Reporting live from our Hampshire County Bureau in Northampton, Tashanea Whitlow, 22 News. According to authorities, 53-year-old Louis Starkey murdered a woman in Franklin County and then drove over an hour to Chicopee, where police say he shot at his coworker. Police say you should consider 53-year-old Louis Starkey III armed and dangerous. He's accused of shooting and killing 48-year-old Amanda Glover in her home in Whitlow early Wednesday morning. Glover's son told police Starkey shot his mother with a shotgun. This sleepy Franklin County town of more than 800 people now in disbelief that one of their own was murdered.
Things have crept into the area. It's just so hard to accept. I can't accept it. I won't accept it.
It's a getaway from the world, and it's been our getaway. We love it, and this is a total disruption.
After Amanda Glover was shot and killed, Louis drove more than an hour to his job at Specialized Trucking in Chicopee. That's where police said he fired a blast from a shotgun at his coworker who was behind a pane of glass. Chicopee police officer Mike Wilk told 22 News the victim, a night manager, suffered wounds to his face and neck from pieces of shattered glass, but is expected to be okay. Police told 22 News they plan to charge Starkey with murder, attempted murder, and assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. But they'll have to catch him in order to bring those charges. Starkey is considered armed and dangerous, and if you know of his whereabouts, you're urged to call police. Live in Chicopee, Tashanea, Whitlow, 22 News.
6,000 people have already registered for today's road race in Holyoke. Our 22 News reporter Nick Oresco is live in Holyoke with what participants can expect later today. Nick? For the third consecutive year, Amherst College women's basketball team will play for the Division III NCAA championship. The Mammoths won their Final Four matchup with Thomas More College on Friday. It was a decisive win, with Amherst beating the Saints 66-48. They have now won 65 consecutive games over the last 2 seasons. The next game is tonight at 8:30. Today is St. Patrick's Day, but March 17th is also significant for another reason. 65 years ago on St. Patrick's Day in 1953, Channel 22 WWLP went on the air for the first time.
We had a total payroll, including part-time people, shared people.
The WLP and WWLP stands for William Lowe Putnam. Bill Putnam had a dream and made it a reality. He assembled a group of investors, secured a broadcast license, and built a television station on top of Proven Mountain in Agawam. WWLP was the country's first UHF television station on air. Thousands of people have worked here over the last 65 years, but the mission has never changed: inform and serve the community of Western Massachusetts. So thank you for watching, and happy birthday to 22 News. The Springfield Police Department is investigating a double shooting that happened this morning. Springfield Police spokesman Ryan Walsh told 22 News the shooting happened around 2 o'clock this morning on Maple Street in Springfield. So Jen, I know spring is fastly approaching.
Yes,
I can
couple days.
feel it. And we're a little more than 2 weeks away from when the state will begin accepting applications for legal marijuana businesses. Holyoke St. Patrick's Parade colleens from several Western Massachusetts communities were honored Friday during the annual Bishop's Lunch at Student Prince Restaurant. Colleens and their courts from Springfield, Holyoke, West Springfield, Chicopee, Westfield, and Agawam received recognition Friday afternoon. Chicopee colleen Catherine Wagner, she told 22 News striving to become a colleen is a character-building experience. In consumer news this morning, if you didn't know, today is St. Patrick's Day, and there are some great deals and discounts you can cash in on. At Dunkin' Donuts, 12 lucky customers will get a chance to win a year's supply of free donuts. Baskin-Robbins is offering a free sample of their mint chip Oreo cookie milkshake. Today, I flew wingtip to wingtip in close formation in these vintage Navy trainers behind me and experienced some jaw-dropping views of the Pioneer Valley.
Part of the magic is to bring it to the people and to show these airplanes off.
And that's exactly what the world-famous Geico Skytypers did Thursday in preparation for Westfield International Air Show this weekend. The air show team performs in 6 vintage World War II training aircraft, wowing crowds around the country. The team performs maneuvers taught during World War II. 22 News got an up-close look of the planes in close formation, taking off in groups of 2. The indescribable roar of this engine is what gets the crowd excited. This aircraft is more than 75 years old, weighs 5,500 pounds, and packs more than 600 horsepower. Pilot Ken Johansson told 22 News these aircraft bring back memories for veterans.
Get some of our World War II veterans out there too, who recognize the sound of the engine and the noises it makes and what it looks like, and we get a wistful tear every once in a while that they remember they worked on the airplanes and they worked on those engines. It's an honor to bring these airplanes to the people.
These pilots have been flying together for over a decade.
They're built really, really strong. They built them to last back then.
These old aircraft have all modern technology inside, but the body is all original from the 40s. And for the Westfield International Air Show, you can expect 18 minutes of performance from the world-famous Geico Skytypers. Live in Westfield, Tashanea Whitlow, 22 News.
I'm Tashanea Whitlow. Thanks for watching.